Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. And this, I don't want to call this a little rant. It's just an observation, right? We got one game, one guaranteed game left for the season. So, I mean, what better time than now to just go ahead and get some things off my chest? I didn't start my channel at the beginning of the season, so some of this stuff is just some things that I have pondered on throughout the entire year. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be one of those. It's not gonna be very long though. It's not gonna be very long. I'm not here to bash anybody. I just want to give it to you from a logical standpoint, right? Somebody's gonna end up being right. Somebody's gonna end up being right, right? You got two sides out here. You got the side that um live and die by coaching. You got a side that live and die by players. I like to stay relatively in the middle, even though I do kind of lean towards the players in certain instances, right? But maybe from an overall standpoint, I will lean more so towards the players, right? But I do understand that there are certain instances in which players do just have to. I mean, you have to play better, right? You were put in a position to make a play. My thing is this: if you are a pro coach, give me some better. Give yourself some better ammunition to fire. Don't go up here and say, "Oh, well, the coach didn't miss that block, coach didn't miss that tackle, coach didn't miss that throw, coach didn't drop that ball." I would liken for you to find me any player from Tom Brady, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald, it has the least amount of drops in NFL history, but it's not zero. It's not zero. Even Larry Fitzgerald has dropped passes. So show me an instance when a player has never dropped a pass. Show me where an offensive lineman has never missed a block. Show me where a quarterback has never missed a wide open receiver. Show me where someone hasn't missed a tackle, interception, blown a coverage. Show me all of these particular different things that have never happened. Show me the players. Go to the Hall of Fame. Show me a situation where Deion Sanders didn't give up a pass. Show me a situation where Deion Sanders maybe didn't blow a coverage. Show me. Come with better material instead of stuff that is so easily debunked. Because again, you may say, "Oh, well, they not this." Well, y'all found it okay to continue to say that Nick Saban lost to UL Monroe his first year. Well, I'm not comparing him to Nick Saban. Well, I'm not comparing our players to Hall of Fame NFL players. See how that works? Or does it not? Oh, it's cool when y'all do it. It's a problem when I do it. Is that what it is? Cool. Now, from a player perspective, right? If you're a pro player, yes. If a player goes up and does not engage a tackle with shoulder pass and wraps up, yes, that's on you. If a player is put in a situation and you're wide open and you drop a ball, yes, that's on you, right? If a player has been put in a position, you've been taught the technique, and you allow for a guy to bull rush you or to sweep or whatever, yes, sometimes that's your fault, right? If a defensive lineman at the snap of the ball, instead of remaining low and leverage and all that stuff, if you stand straight up and get blown off the ball and open up a big hole for a player, yes, that's you. You're being selfish. If a player does not keep outside contained, and you know you're the outside contained man, yes, that's on you. If you rush too far up the field, trying to make a sack and leaving the door wide open for the quarterback to get out, yes, that's player. All right? But again, on both sides, we gotta come with some better material. But again, like I say, it makes for interesting dialogue. It makes for nice arguments, debates, whichever iteration of dialogue you want that to be. That is what it is, right? But somebody gonna end up being right. If Coach Cristobal makes wholesale changes on the offensive side of the ball, what can all of the people that said Tyler Van Dyke can leave, Jake can go, Knighton can leave, Keyshawn Smith, he can go. Offensive lineman, all this, y'all can go. What does that say? What does that say? For all the people that said these players don't want to work hard, these players don't want to do this, what does that say if Coach Cristobal changes coaches? That means, to me, Coach Cristobal is realizing, well, hey, these players are not working hard or don't want to work hard under something that I, as a head coach, have to identify is not conducive with the skill set that we have in the building. Or the opposite could happen. We could have a situation where Coach Cristobal says, look, this is my vision. I'm sticking to my vision. I'm sticking to my proverbial guns. I'm not firing anybody. We're just going to rinse the guys out who don't want to be here. We're going to bring in some guys that do. Some guys that fit what it is that we're trying to mold Miami into, and we're gonna rock it like that. But you know the interesting thing about this, right? It's a lot of money being invested in this program. A lot of money. And one thing about an investment, one thing about people spending money, I want a return on my investment. Right? I want a return on my investment. Now, obviously, Coach Cristobal has a 10-year deal. So, realistically speaking, these people are saying, hey, I can tie this money up for 10 years. I don't need an instant return on my investment. But the thing about this is that some people do want an instant return on their investment. Some people are season ticket holders, right? Some people are donating who are not necessarily, money is not necessarily tied up with Coach Cristobal's salary, but they have a prominent role. They may want an instant return. They may want a 4-year return on their money, while some other people may want a 10-year return. So that's when you have a conflict of interest. You have a conflict. Because, hey, if Dan Radakovich calls somebody and say, hey, are you renewing your season tickets? They say, no, I'm not renewing my season tickets. I don't like the product that I saw this year. I'm not giving y'all any more money. All right? You got some other people that say, hey, I don't want to do this. You may have some people that have come up with NIL deals and say, look, and obviously, whatever it is, man, NIL is being used to help recruit players, right? So forget that. But you may have some businesses that say, look, man, I didn't like the way that my product was being advertised because of the play on the field. So that impacts recruiting. So what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? It means that even if Coach Cristobal may want to keep everything intact, there's someone that has a bigger to borrow from Kamari Rogers' father. There's somebody that has a bigger stick. And that person with the bigger stick may say, look, because somebody with a bigger stick told Mark Richt at the University of Georgia, you will not call plays anymore. Somebody with a bigger stick at the University of Nebraska told Scott Frost, you're not calling plays anymore. There are people with bigger sticks that tell coaches all day long, you're going to fire this person. You're going to do this. So somebody with a bigger stick at the University of Miami may actually come in at the end of the season and tell Coach Cristobal, you got to make some changes. Effective immediately. Money is not an option. Right? They may be in a situation where they take the offensive coordinator hiring completely out of his hands. Because, listen, man, we just had a game where we didn't have 100 yards of total offense. Hadn't been that bad since 1965. We're talking about the civil rights era. We're talking about when school wasn't even fully integrated. We hadn't had an offensive showing this poor. So even if Coach Cristobal wanted to, again, stick to his proverbial guns, somebody with a bigger stick is going to tell him no. Because even if a person is a novice that's in these particular positions, they at least had to see, well, golly, man, 9, they might not even know Tyler's name. They say number 9, he looked good. I saw something on ESPN. They were saying he was one of the best quarterbacks. What happened? And you're not going to be able to turn around and say, oh, well, Charleston Rambo and Mike Harley graduated. No. Because my rebuttal is, well, why did C.J. Stroud And Bryce Young still look good. And they best two receivers left. Why? So I made a video a while back where I said, look, nobody in the ACC can make us change because I feel like we're going to out-recruit everybody in the ACC. Nobody in that regard can make us change. But I completely overlooked the fact that people with a bigger stick can actually enforce change. And this is not the same situation as Oregon, right? And the reason I say that is because the type of offense and type of team that I think Coach Cristobal wants to have, Oregon already had the main ingredient pieces there. Oregon has always had a good offensive line. They've been very effective. We watched those highlights of DeAnthony Thomas and then Jonathan LaMichael James and stuff. I remember it was one game against USC. LaMichael James rushed for like over 300 yards. So Oregon has always recruited the offensive line fairly well. Coach Cristobal may have gave it a little bit better coaching, may have brought a little bit better caliber player in there. But offensive line has never been an issue for the University of Oregon. Never. So they were probably a little bit more well-suited. So it was a lot easier for him to incorporate what his system was. But now you got the University of Miami, who is now decided that, hey, we want to play 21st century offense. We don't want to do all of this, look at the defense, walk up there, put the hand up like this, fake the clap, then look to the sideline. We supposed to be out of that. We burning timeouts because the player's not getting relayed on the field quick enough. Like, no. Again, we may have some novice people with the big sticks that say, look, we invested too much money in this. We not doing this. So you got to make some changes. And it could be a very well a situation where, like I said, Coach Cristobal may not have the authority to make said change. Now, somebody may say, well, it's too early in the tenure to do that. But, hey, listen, we're not spending that type of money either. The most of us, right? There are probably some that are big-time boosters. And I doubt they're on YouTube listening to me. I doubt they're on message boards going back and forth with me or anybody else in the Cane diaspora, right? But they know that they invested this amount of money and they not liking what they see. Like I said, some people want a 10-year return on the investment. Some people want a 5-year return. Some people may want a 2-year return on the investment. It just depends. But I know everybody ain't lockstep and barrel and say, hey, we're going to get this thing in 10 years. No. That's where the buyout goes down every year. Because if we want to get out of this thing at 5 years or 6 years, it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper year 6 than it is year 1. So it's kind of like, I guess, something that Warren Sapp had said on Canesville, where he was like, guys need to want to go in those early rounds where the teams have to keep you for 3 or 4 years. They have to keep you for 3 or 4 years, right? And so that's how I kind of look at this. So, Mario, they're going to keep you for 3 or 4 years, but it's going to be some changes made. And your ability to make changes or be in control of what said changes are being could start to diminish over a period of time. And after a 98-yard total offensive performance, 3 games this year where we did not score a touchdown, I don't know. I mean, you can bring up the injuries and things of this particular nature. Yeah, I mean, that may work, but we weren't injured in all 3 of those games where we didn't score a touchdown. We weren't hobbling on the field in all 3 of those games. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, somebody's gonna be right, somebody's gonna be wrong. But anyway, it's all about the you. Like, subscribe, share.